Yeah. We gotta do this one for hip hop. Always keeping the culture alive.
Peace, love, and hip hop for life, everybody.
Yeah.
It's DJ Ravi Rap from the original Breakout Brothers.
From Mellow LC. Greetings.
Yo, we here just chopping it up with my boy.
Most definitely.
We strolling down memory lane,
Yes,
talking
sir.
about the golden years, the
Yes,
golden
sir.
years of hip hop. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about some things that we have seen or things that we heard about
Yes.
in the day. You know what I mean? The glory years of hip hop, man. So yo, today we brought back one of our great brothers from back in the day, a hip hop historian, an artist,
Yes.
a writer. Give it up for my man, Brigs.
Briggs.
Yo, what's happening, baby?
All right.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
now we go.
Yo.
Now listen. All y'all out there that's watching this contest, support, like, hit that shit button, because trust me, we going to get deep into it. When you look at that sign, you see Lost Underground. We are going deep into this culture
Yeah.
that
Absolutely.
does not get talked about,
Right.
because there's a lot of things that need to say. That's why we brought this brother in.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah. We had to bring him back,
We had
man.
to
He was
bring
on
him
our
back.
first
Yeah.
show.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And we just been vibing on so much, you know what I mean? And we want to thank everybody for supporting us up to this
Absolutely.
point.
Absolutely.
So yo, man, let's get into it. We're going to talk about the memories. We're going to talk about the things that we seen back in the day, things you may not have known back in the day with this
Absolutely.
hip hop game here in North Jersey. All right.
Without a doubt.
So first of all, let's talk about what was some of your what was like one of your best memories or best events that made you say, wow, I'm loving this hip hop thing.
Forget. Go ahead.
Well, I remember the first time I seen a hip hop performance. I was in 6th grade,
Mm-hmm.
and Master G from Sugar Hill Gang,
Yes.
him,
Right.
Guy, yeah, give it up.
My
Master G,
classmate.
Guy
My
O'Brien,
classmate.
Guy O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yep, and my man, God rest his soul, Harry Foster. You know, Fries' brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo, rest in
He had a
peace, Harry.
birthday
Rest in
party
peace.
at the Elks.
Okay.
And Master G was with another classmate of yours,
Yeah.
Kevin Cook,
Kevin
God rest
Cook,
his
yeah,
soul.
yeah,
and they had a
rest in
crew
power.
called Phase 2.
True.
And
True.
I'm looking at them, and they got 2 turntables and all of that. And I'd heard like Cold Crush and stuff like that, but I
Right.
never saw a performance.
Right.
So he's up there rhyming, and I'm just like, wow, just looking at it. And it mesmerized me so much, and how he interacted with the crowd and
Right.
stuff like that. I was
Right.
like, I got to be a part of this
Yes,
some
right,
kind of
right,
way,
right,
man.
right, no
So
doubt.
eventually I evolved into, I became a DJ, but then I was like, something about that mic, man, just
Yeah.
kept calling me. So
True.
that's how it ended up.
Yeah, man. Yo, and so like for me, it was, so many, a lot of different events or whatever, or memories. But I think what really, really like stuck was one time was a party in Patterson. I wasn't sure it was Father English, but I know it was one of the spots in Patterson that Man Dip Light brought out, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious,
okay.
along with Spoonie G.
Yeah.
And man, to hear Spoonie G, first it was Sound on Sound got on first. Big up to Sound on Sound.
Big on Sound
No
on
doubt.
Sound. Absolutely.
doubt.
Yeah, that
That's
was
Jersey
one.
right there.
That's Jersey. That was
Inglewood.
Inglewood. Yes. So they got on first, and Ron did his thing, and they're cool. They did their thing. But when Flash came on, it was next level. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was definitely next level.
Talk
Yes.
about it, bro.
Yeah. But when Spoonie G got on, he got on before Flash.
Yes.
And when Spoonie G got
The
on,
first true showman.
The first true show.
and
Absolutely.
to hear this brother, those songs back then was like 10 minutes.
Oh, easy.
Easy. And so
Yeah,
to hear
because
this
right.
there was no format.
Right.
No,
there
no,
wasn't
no.
no.
You just
It wasn't
go.
Like
no.
how you
Go.
structure a
Right.
song now as far as hip hop. There was no
It wasn't
format.
no chorus and
You
stuff
just
like
went
that.
on.
Yeah,
You just
went
got on and went on.
And just to hear this brother just rhyme like 10 minutes straight, man, no break, just rhyming. And then after a while, he said, look, let me stop and get some water. Then he went got him some water, came back,
Yep.
and then killed it again. I
killed
said,
it
yo,
again.
all right, I got work to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
the
yeah.
inspiration
That's
for me.
the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? When you're in your neighborhood and you you nice or whatever.
Right.
Absolutely.
You can get comfortable.
Right.
That's why it's good to go other places.
Yeah,
Because it'll
that's
show
true.
you,
Right.
I
That's
got to
true.
get on my toes.
Yes.
You know
yes,
what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Because there's so much out here and so many other places that
That's right.
when you go around, you
Right.
see.
Right.
You see, like,
Right.
oh, I ain't know about him. Or I
Right.
ain't know about her.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, for me, and both of you brothers, all of y'all, everybody knows, and y'all listen closely to this.
Okay.
This will stay with me for the rest of my life. And I think about it all the time. And Rev and I had a conversation about it. For me, I have to say the why.
Oh, my
Only
goodness.
because, let me explain now. Hold on. I have to give it up because the building is about to be demolished.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Right.
It could
True.
happen. So
True.
it kind of hurts when I see it every
Yeah.
time I see it.
Right.
I'm telling y'all.
I used to go to the Y, the actual Y, to swim on the weekends and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
so we got
Yeah.
to give it up for the Y.
Yes,
Give it up
yes,
for
for
the
everything that it has
YMCA.
done.
The Hackett-
Everything.
the YMCA,
Hackensack, New
Hackensack,
Jersey,
my
on Main
God.
Street,
On
Main
Main
Street and
Here we
Passaic
go.
Street.
Here we go. Everybody talks about what's going on and what was happening in New York, Harlem, the Bronx, whatever. This particular night, let me tell you something. We gave that party that night, and people made us feel like we were either the Jacksons or the Beatles.
I know.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I mean, we talking about people. You would have thought, you don't know what was in this building. The energy that was in this.
I was one of the people making y'all feel like that.
Well,
That's
wait,
why I'm
hold
laughing.
on. I get it. I know you was there, but hold on now. Hold on. I got to tell this now.
Tell it.
Because everybody was in the building, number one. Hackensack came strong. Patterson was there. Inglewood.
People was coming through the
people
windows.
Wait. People were climbing through windows. I didn't see nothing like this since I went to see the Jackson 5. I never seen nothing like this. They were climbing through windows trying to get to it. They wanted it. And we had Jimmy, Shabash, we had Sweet Slick and Sly, Stranger Vic, we had everybody. Now, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on now. It got even leveler when we brought the beatbox out.
I was getting ready to say.
We planned, Kev is playing the beatbox.
And
Let me tell you
Star
something.
Child.
Wait. Kev is playing the beatbox. People are going crazy. People are standing outside, and the heat is hitting them from outside the windows,
is.
people. I'm telling you, it was nuts. But here we go. Kev's playing the beatbox. All of a sudden, about a second and a half, the music shut down. And then all of a sudden, now Chris is on the turntables. We all on the stage. All of a sudden, you heard, dun, 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 dun. This is when Genius of Love had just hit the street. When Chris threw that record on, the crowd lost their minds. I thought they were gonna climb on each other. People was hitting the floor. I mean, they screamed, they hollered.
I remember walking
and,
home
oh my
from that
God.
party. I remember walking home from that party.
We have done many events, and we can talk about it. This is when I said, well, this is what hip hop is. Because these people were so appreciative, and it wasn't nothing crazy. You know, you had knuckleheads, whatever. But this party this night, here we are in 2025, and we still have people that talk about that event.
That party was close to 45 years ago. That was like 80, 81.
Yeah.
That was like 80, 81.
How do you explain that?
Right,
45
But
years
you know
ago, and they still
the
talking
beautiful thing about that party that you talking about? That was just one of those moments where you just got everything in one night. You got the best breakout routines. You had breakout in full. You had the full roster.
Yes.
And this is the first introduction. Now, Jimmy, who's connected to both. God rest Jimmy. God rest Jimmy. Jimmy's connected to breakout and Sweet Slick and Slide. This was a lot of people's first experience seeing Sweet Slick and Slide. And when they did that infamous in Hackensack, because a lot of people didn't even know he had another crew.
That's right.
If you was you hung with you, then we knew.
Right,
but
right,
the
right.
other people didn't know. And that was my first time seeing them.
Right.
So when they did the What Goes Up routine and all that other stuff, and then not too many times you got the beatbox and all of that. So you had Kev and Star Child doing the beatbox. You got Star Child
and Mike
in rare form, and not to mention all y'all best routines. That was just a moment. So yes, when you bring up that party in particular, that was an extreme. That's definitely one of the best parties I ever went to in my life.
See, that's what we saying, and I wanted to get on a discussion about that. About when you think you've always thought that Jersey didn't bring the ruck. Thank you. People don't realize, and I want them to realize that Jersey brought ruckus.
Yeah.
We didn't have time. We could have gone. I mean, you could have gone to New York. You could have got on the bus and train, or whatever the case may be, and we did. But we had our own thing to handle.
Yes.
And we had people that wanted it, that was hungry for it. Whether it was in Hackensack, whether it was in Teaneck, whether it was in Inglewood.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think that
Jersey
Sylvia
City.
Robinson, rest in peace, how do you think she found out?
Exactly.
She didn't go to New York to find out. She heard. Because that's when Joey went and got the people from New York. But Jersey had it.
No, but she set it off with what was homegrown.
She set it off with what was homegrown. It was homegrown. So when you say Jersey, how can you not do that? How can you not give it up? Or how can you kick them to and say, "Oh, we didn't exist, or we weren't on the map"?
I want to say something.
Go ahead, please.
The Sugar Hill Gang gets flack from, and I don't want to offend any crews out here, legendary crews or whatever. But they kind of look down their nose at Sugar Hill because they weren't the quintessential crew that, maybe came up from
the Bronx.
But you took Mike, who was extremely talented. Master G.
Sound
at that time,
Master G. He was
hands down one of the best MCs from the neighborhood. And Hank did what he did. And like it, not like it, call it what you want. That is the foundation for what we do right now.
Absolutely.
That record.
Absolutely.
If that record don't exist, we not here right now.
Not here right
we
now.
don't have these memories right now. You say what you want to say.
Exactly.
Big up to my childhood friend Leland Robinson.
There you go.
We've been friends since Leonard Johnson Nursery School. And I'm just gonna say, I want to thank him. If you watching now, Big Lee, I want to thank you for allowing me to come around and see that all the things, all the moments from hip hop that was created, to meet all them groups, to be in that experience. And I want to thank y'all for being my number one inspiration for this. Because I'm going to tell you, I talked about my man Harry's party, but there was this one party I went to at the Salvation Army because everybody was telling me about Sound on Sound. And Sound on Sound did their thing that night. But they ain't tell me about this other crew that was getting on. Named Breakout. I said, hold up.
Yo, go ahead and talk, bro. Go ahead.
Danny O was spinning them up that night. But this big dude named Kevin Richardson was cutting.
There you go. There you go.
And man, rest in peace, Grand Wizard Star Child.
My brother Star Child. My brother for life.
That's it.
It's funny, man, because then y'all came. It was man, let me tell you something. That party that night, and I had to beg my mother to let me go to that party. I was every bit of 12 years old. And she let me stay out till 1 in the morning. So I got to catch that whole party. And y'all ain't been able to get rid of me since.
No. How many people you know that probably went to school with you or around you that said they had to find some kind of way or some kind of scheme to get away from their parents to be there?
I know my classmates. We all had to come up with something. And I'm like, and I think the fact that we all was able to go there is what got us there because the parents was like, at least we know where they at.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
At least we know
where they
we
at.
know. The parents knew where their kids were.
Right.
It wasn't like they were out there doing
Then I had to follow y'all to Dale's Dance Studio on Main Street. You had to go there. Wherever y'all was performing. I tell you, y'all know. You already know. We're going to get into that, though. We're going to get into that.
Right.
We're going to get into that.
Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, so like, the definitely was the parties, that whole element, the dressing, we was going down. Well, they had a spot in Patterson, a clothing store in Patterson. I forgot the name.
Clothing store?
Yeah, I forgot the
Jacobs.
name. Jacobs.
A
lot of people used to go to Jacobs.
Yeah.
And then you had, in Hackensack, you had David Bird.
David
You had
Bird.
Lowitz. You know what I mean? So to get your gear right.
Prosies.
You had Prosies. To get, you had the best... for your sneakers and everything. You had to go to Prosies and then Cowens. You know what I mean? You had Cowens.
Cowens.
The sneakers.
Sneakers was Prosies and Cowens.
Right.
They
Yeah.
had
So if
them
you want your
Timbs.
Lee suits,
Yep.
you know
That
what I
was
mean?
Prosies.
That was Prosies.
They
You know what I
had the
mean?
real Timbs before these
real
cats
ones.
today. We
Real
had
ones.
Timbs back in the real joints. you know?
Right. Yes.
But that's the thing about, another thing about hip hop people don't realize is that the way you look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we talking about not think about it, boo. We talking about Britishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talking about
Playboys.
Clarks.
We talking about Clarks,
yes.
Wallies. I mean, they talk about Wallies. Shout out to Ghost. Shout out to Slick
for
Rick.
holding
But
down
we
that.
was dropping on Wallies.
I had to wear Wallies because I had wide feet.
Yeah,
British
same here.
walkers
Right,
ain't fit
right,
me.
right.
They ain't had wide with British.
That's it.
Right.
And then you talking about the overlaps. You talking about about your cat.
Hold on. Don't forget the teardrop Swedish knits and
all
stuff
of
like
that.
that.
That's
Now,
right.
see, now it was another store too in Hackensack.
What's that?
My man even realized he had the gold mine. Was Harry
I was
Rodgers.
getting ready to say, don't say Harry.
Now, see, Harry Rodgers had all the stuff that really, the retro stuff that came into our time was like the shark skin suits, the old leather, the old fronts, the shirts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he had all that. He didn't even realize what he had. So Cass was going there. You take the Maybons and all of that.
That's what I'm talking. Shout out to Maybon. Shout out to
Tariq.
Shout out to
Mousy. All them cats that was rocking.
Mousy Dixon. Mousy Dixon. Shout out to my brother.
Plaid master.
Right.
Mousy Dixon was so tight that his pants
still wearing
would
shell toe.
Never. Oh
Yes,
my God.
yes.
His pants would never touch his shell toe.
You cut your finger on how sharp the crease was
Mousy
on his.
wasn't playing. He was. But this is what I'm saying. At our time, we came in and dressed. Even though, however it was never your pants was hanging down and you came in just from work. Your style was cheap.
Yes.
That was
Prestige. You was prestige, bro.
Now, of course, we went to New York and, whatever they had, A5 or whatever. We was going down to Lansing, 125th. We was doing all that. Yeah. So what we didn't find in Jersey, we definitely was going to New York and those spots.
We used to see, shout out my man Tariq, we used to see Tariq with an AJ Lester bag. He came by the park, he got his AJ Lester bag. I said, no, this brother ain't kidding.
Yeah.
That's why. Well, really, that's where the name for the pants came from because we didn't know what the pants was called with the two stripes on them.
Right.
We knew you get them from AJ Lester, so we called them AJ
Lester. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got a fresh pair of AJs. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That was it. Absolutely.
But man, that was our thing though, man. It was more than just going to the parties, man. You had to be fresh. You know what I mean? So your gear had to be right. You know what I mean? And then if you could dance a little bit, that also helped.
But
you wanted to pose on the side, you could do that. It was something for everybody.
Right. Yeah. So that's what made it so good, man. And I like the fact that here in this part of Jersey, I would like to say North Jersey because that's what it was. We had a choice too. So like you say, you go to New York, but you had some going to Teaneck, Inglewood, Hackensack,
Absolutely.
Patterson,
Absolutely.
Passaic, Jersey City.
These
was the spots.
These was
that
the
was
spots.
that happened. The hip hop
These were the spots.
was hot in.
And there were people that represented that spot.
Yes.
Fabulous represented Inglewood. Twice as Nice represented Inglewood.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Act 2. Shout out to Choreo.
Choreo.
Al G. Rest in
Al
peace.
G.
Ralph LaRock.
Right,
I'm
right.
talking about my man Jeff. Shout out
Fisher.
Ralph
Yes.
Fisher. Talk about Pep. Get well,
Yes.
Pep.
Right, yes.
You know, these are the cats that repped it, and they repped it raw.
Right.
They didn't rep it or phony and whatnot. They was raw.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay,
100%.
they was raw with it.
100%.
And this is what I said. New York has no idea that when you were doing it, and here's the thing. We had other things. We didn't just walk in with like, okay, we just walk in with our microphones or whatever. We had everything. We had everything. Shout out to, and Rev knows this, and you know this too. Shout out to Miss Barbara Towns, Mike Like's mother.
Yeah.
This is a woman who cared so much about not only her child, but all of us, that she would get her little portable TV and get to that green van
and
let us pack up with amps and turntables and speakers.
Right.
Stop playing.
Hold on. Shout out to Kev's father.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Kev's father for the Sanford and Son pickup truck. He used to always bring the stuff
Shout out to Pop Al. Shout out to Pop Al.
Come on, man.
And he was our connection to the Crafters Club.
To the
man.
Crafters. He got us in there.
He plugged that in.
Yeah. So that's how we was there on the regular, man.
And
that was our first home.
And people realize we had to work. Okay? It wasn't easy that you were just a group and you walked in.
No.
We had the whole package. This was Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. This was Jersey.
Packing it up every weekend. Every weekend.
From Friday to Monday, and go through the week, and we did it all over again.
That's right.
Okay? This is what it was. Everybody wanted to talk about, other places. Patterson had theirs. Passaic had theirs. Jersey City had theirs.
Yes.
We gonna get into it.
And we went to those places too.
Yes, we did.
We went to those places
so
too.
that's what made it good. That's why I said there's always somewhere else. You know what I mean? It wasn't something going on in your town. You had another town to go to. So it was always something going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I remember being like at some of the parties in Patterson, man, so long, man. It's like so many people performing. And you had to wait.
Alexander Hamilton, CYO Center,
English.
Father English, CCP Rex, even Dreamland Roller Rink after a while.
Right.
They had that.
Right.
You remember? Run down some of the names that was over there. Now, we talked about Hackensack, Teaneck, and Inglewood. Talk about the brothers coming out of Patterson, some of them groups coming out of Patterson.
Oh, wow. You had.
Shout out to the Easy Crew.
There you go.
Shout out to the Crushalizing 3.
Yes, right.
Shout out to the Homeboy Crew.
Right.
Shout out, most of all, Trey Force.
Hold
it down.
Yes.
Hold it down.
Well, we had Mixmaster Mike.
Mixmaster Mike.
Yes.
Kamal.
Mixmaster
Ice.
Yes.
Mixmaster Mike. But see, now Mike also was a group before
the Jam Lords. And all of them.
The
Jam Lords.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crew. The Playboys.
Playboy crew.
These are people that, just like us, ladies and gentlemen, people didn't have. We're not talking about a record deal. We're not talking about their notoriety had to come from tapes, and people might have recorded
word
them.
of mouth.
You don't know what it feels. Word of mouth.
Right.
You don't know what it feels like to walk in, and I know this, and Rev knows this, and you know this. Walking down the street and hearing your voice on a tape, or hearing your DJ cutting it up and hearing you doing it, and you're like, yo,
Do you know how much we used to have to pester Kev to get one of the
We still do.
No, I'm talking about back then when it was fresh.
To
get a copy? To get a copy? First of all, you had to catch them.
You had to catch them.
And then you give them a tape.
Right.
And then you like, Kev, can you make me a copy or what you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Kev will get it back to you sooner or later. He'll get it back to you.
But like you said, so it wasn't no record deal.
No.
You know, back then.
No.
But you was getting popularity.
You didn't even know the concept of what a record deal was.
Not at all.
You did.
We were just having fun. It was for the fun. It was the love. And getting that respect of people liking what you do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's what it was.
No. How did it feel to hear people who don't even rap doing your routines? Now that's when you know you really affected.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
When you
got people sitting up there singing the People's Choice MC.
We walking down the street coming from Red lived down on Newman. We walking uptown. And somebody's got a box
with the boom box,
and they playing
Gary McNeil. He had JVC.
Big for that.
He had the JVC.
Oh my God! Rest in peace,
God rest his soul. Gary McNeil.
Gary McNeil.
You can hear that. You can hear that JVC about 2 blocks away.
And
I don't know which one it was, but that JVC used to have power on it.
Yes. And you would hear that.
And Tony Haydell.
Tony Haydell.
Yes, I remember I got to big up Tony Haydell because he had the 2 mics on the end of his joint.
2 mics on the
I was like, that was slick. Kev did that.
Kev had the one with the big.
The one big speaker.
With the one big speaker.
Exactly.
JVC.
That was JVC too.
And after we might have did a party or a practice, a party, whatever, he would walk out and he would walk up and down Hackensack.
Yes, he would.
And we
didn't even realize that was advertising. What kind of advertising that was?
He would get orders for these things. And we didn't realize it until later.
We didn't know.
We didn't know. We was like,
little $5 a pop was adding up.
making this money off these tapes and it's us. You know what I'm saying? I love Kev, but he was a strategist. He
was the first entrepreneur.
He knew how to do it.
Right.
You know,
he's an entrepreneur.
He the Barry Gordy even before Barry Gordy.
So it was him, and it also was Chris.
It was also.
I remember going up to Chris' house. You know what I mean? He had a little setup in there sometimes too.
Yes.
And I recall myself, LC, and Jimmy doing stuff up there. I remember one time we had did a tape. We was supposed to submit that to Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes. But after doing that for a while, going up to Chris' house, not only was we doing like hip hop tapes, we actually started doing some R&B stuff where Chris was doing stuff on his little setup he had, little Casio and something else, man. And we was actually me, L, and Jim was actually in there singing recording real songs.
I remember. I remember that. I do remember
that. That's
that.
what we had. We had got the idea to have Sandra Palmer.
Oh yeah,
Simone,
we did turn up the
Jackie.
Hold on. Perfect Harmony.
Shout out to Perfect Harmony. Shout out to Perfect Harmony.
Shout out to Marianne Ragland.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Shout out to Rest in Peace, Sandra Palmer.
Yes, indeed.
Simone Turlington. All of y'all that was, bringing that harmony. Y'all was let me tell you something. Y'all was the Bergen County version of the Emotions. What the Emotions was the Earth, Wind, and Fire. Y'all were to break out.
Right.
So big up Perfect Harmony. Y'all was in vogue before
They was in
How
vogue
about
before
that?
Vogue. I'm telling you. But them girls could sing, bro.
They
Don't play
could.
with them.
They used to be out there in the park. You had them out there in the park performing.
Yes. And see, it was funny because when we recorded that song, Turn Up the Box, we recorded it in Jersey City. That was our first time being in the studio.
Okay.
And we brought them in. And we didn't know, bruh, and we didn't even realize.
You just creating.
That nobody had did that before.
Know, exactly. You don't know, you don't even realize what you're doing sometimes.
Right.
That's the beauty of when you doing it from the heart.
Right.
When you're doing it from the heart, you don't even realize sometimes you innovating.
Right.
And you just, once you create the product and you see the result, then it's like, oh wow, I did that.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's not the intention going in. You just want to have some good product that you're gonna be proud to let people hit. And that's what it was.
Like you was just saying about making records and whatnot. That it wasn't a thing about making records. We thought it was a big thing when Jimmy made the plate Children of Production. Am I right?
Yeah, Children is the Future.
Children of the Future.
That was him. Yeah, he did it. And I did a little spoken word on that.
That was a play.
Yeah, that was
we thought like, yo, he's a star. Jimmy got a plate. You know, we want to think about that.
Think about it. Like, you grow up listening to records. You don't know what it is to make a record.
Right,
so
that's right.
we don't realize what goes into.
Right.
We know now, but I mean, like, what went into. If you got in the studio and could just cut a plate, that was something special.
That was something special. Yeah.
Bro.
Because, like you said, at the end of the day, we was just going to have fun. That wasn't the big thing on our mind.
Never.
You know, and then when Sugar Hill came out with that song, then people I think started to think more about it. But up until that point,
that's when we got to see where it could go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the record was international.
Right.
So
because what you call
that
it,
was the beautiful thing about that.
Think about what you call it, like the other record labels that were like trying to do it. Sounds in New York.
Right.
What do you call it? Sounds in New York. Enjoy.
Right.
Streetwise. All of them.
Right.
They could only go but so far.
They didn't have the vision.
They didn't have the vision.
They didn't have the vision.
Sylvia single-handedly said, I'm going to take this where it need to go.
But I think the smart thing about what she did was she sampled Good Times. That made the difference right there.
Right. Because it was already a popular song.
She sampled it while I was hot.
Right.
So, you know, with that song already being in rotation, already had a vibe.
Right.
So, you know, when the record just started getting more and more airplay, now they're touring with these groups, Cool and Again, whoever they touring with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they basically opening the door for what was to come when Run DMC came later and took it to
another
the rock
level.
and roll
levels
and all of that.
Let's take it to the next this next question on our show, because I'm glad you brought that up about the level of how Sugar Hill did it.
Right.
Think back. Hip hop started. This whole culture starts. Let's go back. This whole culture starts, and New York is doing what they're doing, whether it be the Bronx or whether it be Harlem, whichever. Now, we don't get the love that was given out. We didn't get that love. We didn't get it. Okay, even though we were doing it just like they were doing it.
Exactly.
We didn't get that love, and I don't understand why you wouldn't embrace. Just because I don't live in your backyard, I love what you're doing because you're doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay, Kaz, Mel, Moji, you set a blueprint.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, you set a blueprint, and you said this is the way you do it.
Okay.
And I will always give that to them.
Right.
But
the Trinity.
When you turn around and then the brother say, when Sugar Hill dropped, Jersey, they weren't even on the map. What map are we talking about? Y'all explain that to me. What map are we talking about? Because we put in work. We didn't put work in your backyard, but we put work here. Zulu Nation had chapters all over the world.
Yes, they did.
All over the world.
Yeah. Sir.
You didn't shoot them down because they didn't have a chapter in the Bronx. They had chapters all over. Why couldn't hip-hop be... Why did it take so long for hip-hop to be embraced?
But you know what, though, L? You got to look at it like this. Everything happens for a reason. I'm going to tell you why. Because if they did open that door, we might not have built the hunger that we did, because when Jersey got in the door, we kicked it down.
Right.
And let's understand that. Big up to the poor righteous people. Big up to Redhead King. You know what I'm saying? Naughty by Redman. Lords of the Underground.
45 King.
Mark the 45 King. Queen Latifah. Double J, the whole flavor unit. Whatever the case may be. Big up the King's son.
King's son.
Big up the King's son.
In our backyard.
All right? How about that? Now, for real, everybody in Patterson, you know, that got a hand in this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? It's like being from Jersey, you got a chip on your shoulder anyway because they overlook you.
Right.
So it definitely, it's funny because I remember somebody said, they try to give the impression like, because you're from Jersey, you don't have an identity one time. Because you like New York, like the Giants play
right.
for New York, but they
yeah,
might play in Jersey, but
But
they New York.
right,
We may not have a team per se, but it's but hold up though. It's funny how everybody talks about Jersey don't have an identity, but you got to come to Jersey to elevate your product.
Thank you.
Why did that happen?
Why did that happen?
Let's get real up in here. Let's get real up in here. And hold on. And when you get your first piece of money, where you pack your bags and move to? Oh, okay.
Come on.
So guess what?
You didn't go to California.
When
you
you
didn't go to Chicago.
When you come to Jersey and you have kids, you raising Jersey kids.
You raised them in Jersey.
You raising Jersey kids.
Then you started seeing what was going on. But when we was doing it on the street and there was nothing else but your...
Not letting nobody in.
Not letting nobody. It was just your rep. It was just your rep. And to be honest with you, it happened in Staten Island. We talked about it.
Yes.
It happened in Staten Island.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Because we know it was hard for Dr. Shout out to the Woo. We thank you for what you did for Staten Island.
Shout out for
Shaolin.
turning Staten Island into Shaolin.
Turning into Shaolin. And even Stevie D said it. They know.
Big up the force.
Big up the force.
Stevie D.
He worked real hard.
The sole survivor of the whole Force Network. The whole Force and C Network, Stevie D.
You got to give it to him. Brother. He's holding on because
get his book, Undeniable Force.
I definitely
his book Undeniable Force.
He is holding
on. It's a great read.
Yes, he's holding on so much because of what he has lost.
Yes,
family and close. I mean, come on.
He's still hanging.
Mercury,
he's still hanging.
Trisco,
He's still got
TCD.
He still got the Force.
Jesse. I mean, his own uncle.
Right.
And he's
the only original member left.
The only original member.
Exactly.
Otis Williams.
Yeah.
The only original member left. And he's holding on to it. And they still doing it. But what him and Merc and K1 had to endure.
Yeah, what they built.
Trying to be a part of that list, from New York.
Right.
Staten Island wasn't Bronx or Harlem.
Right.
But they traveled on the ferry. Yeah. They traveled on the train. And people laughed at them.
Till Mr.
We would go, and we would travel on the bus and all that kind of stuff, sneaking on the train
Magic
and all
found
that.
them.
Right. Definitely.
That's right.
On the ferry.
Right.
On that same ferry.
Mm-hmm.
On the ferry.
On that same ferry.
And that's what I mean. We wanted this.
Yeah.
We wanted to be a part of what you're looking at as hip-hop culture.
Right.
Okay? Just give us our slot and leave us the hell alone. just give us our slot.
Well,
I mean,
know what?
I get passionate. I don't care.
Right.
We know
I'm just going to say this. Yo, big up, like Cold Crush, Fantastic, Romantic,
Talk,
Treacherous,
Talk,
Furious 5.
Talk.
We go on and on with these crews.
Right.
True.
But I'm just going to say, man, I'm not going to wait to say this. Breakout was my Cold Crush. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all were the ones I saw doing it on the regular. Y'all was the ones that inspired, me to want to do it and all that other stuff.
Right.
And like,
there you go.
I'm like, yo, and I got to be hands-on right there with you.
Right.
Come on, you can't ask for nothing better than that.
Right.
Redhead Kingpin said he stopped me when I saw him. Shout out to him.
Redhead Kingpin.
Of course.
He looked at me, he said, L, last time I saw him, he said, L, you and Red is the reason I did it.
And you know what? It's funny. It's funny because shout out to Prince Triple X, by the way. Sherwin Hunter.
Yeah.
For the parties over there in the women's club.
Yes, indeed.
Because that's where I first started noticing Redhead when him and his crew from back in the day would get chances to get on, the young kids or whatever.
Right.
And then he started evolving into what he became. So, it's like, yo, the inspiration just comes from where it comes from, and they take it where it needs to go.
Where it needs to go.
Yeah, I just heard that for the first time too. When DJ told me, from Inglewood.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, it kind of blew my mind because you don't realize who watching you.
No, you don't.
No,
absolutely.
You don't realize who's paying attention, man.
You don't.
You're just going out there doing what you do. you hoping that the people is somebody is paying attention or somebody is loving what you're doing. You know what I mean?
It's those chance opportunities. See, that was the thing about y'all that I loved the most was that y'all would go to other towns and get on. And that was a lot of people's first chance to see y'all, and y'all would impact them so hard.
Bro.
And it was like, it was so real in that sense that, y'all was I wish more crews would have came to Hackensack.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all would go anywhere. That was, and I'd be right there running.
Yes, you was. Turn around. There he is.
Yeah,
we said it before.
Star Child had me laughing one time because he said, "Yo, we used to leave you and you would beat us to the party." I knew I had to get there.
Right.
I knew I had to get there, but I knew y'all had to go pick your brew up. Y'all had to make y'all stop. So I knew I was like, I got to get, whether I get the bus or I had to get a ride over there.
Right.
I was going to figure it out.
Right.
See about the hunger? See what I'm saying? What you're saying?
Yeah.
You had to do whatever you had.
And I was like, as soon as Cat pulled up with that truck, I'm grabbing the first speaker. I'm grabbing the first crate. I'm grabbing whatever got to come off that joint.
Right. But see, that was the thing, too, because, a lot of these cats is DJing now don't realize
the stuff you
had to bring that equipment.
Hard drive.
You're talking about 10 crates of records at least.
Changed the game.
Yes.
The game.
Yes.
And then, fortunately, you can have all your records with you now, but you had to handpick what you wanted to take with you.
Absolutely.
When you was going to do this party, something had to get. You couldn't bring everything, but you brought what you could.
DJs now, God bless them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you can walk around. We used to line up. And V would, or whoever would give us crates and we'd walk into the venue. Then we go back and get the wires and bags. Then we go back and try to get the amps and out. Then we go and get the turntable.
And the amps wasn't light either.
No,
PVs was heavy.
Those speakers, none of that was light.
Oh, bro, you needed 2 people for them speakers.
Today,
the monitors they got now.
You know where your 10 crates and LaMelo will tell you, and Red will tell you. You know where your 10 crates are right now?
In the goddamn computer.
In your pocket.
In your
pocket.
Hard drive.
In your pocket.
Hard drive.
You got 10 to 20
but you know what? I
think them
crates because they got me in a lot of parties. If it was a hard drive, they'd be like, well, we don't need them, so we can leave them outside.
That's right. We didn't have to worry about help.
Right.
There was no now hiring.
I was Johnny on the spot. I was going to be there. I was going to be there. Yeah.
So we thank you.
I thank you because now I used to get cursed out on the ride home because I might have to deter your plan a little. We got to get him home. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it was though, man. It was like, yo, and I'd be out, I'd be out there talking like, you wait till breakout, get on. Yeah, we like such and such. Wait till breakout, get on.
To do that all
God,
see, there was a lot of people now, you might have been there, I don't know, but the one night we in Patterson, I think CYO, this is when New Edition first came out.
Dreamland Roller, CCP Rec. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was classic space.
We ready to get on. Well, myself, Kev, we waiting. Now, we talking about 1, 2, 2:30 something in the morning.
Yeah.
We were just one of the crews that was the opening act, along with the Cats in Patterson, because New Edition hadn't gotten on yet. Yo, they heated that place up. DLB, JDL, I think Kumo D, they were there as well. New York was in the building. I think this might have been
that could have been one of the Arthur Armstrong.
The Arthur Armstrong.
Could have been.
Sure.
I mean, this man could pull him out of his pocket.
Yeah.
People don't realize, you talk about, that's one thing we should talk about as well. The people who did the work to get these, to get
Jerry
Jersey
Blood Rock
being
Jerry
seen.
Blood Rock.
Big up Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. Arthur Armstrong. Man, Dip Light production.
Mike Dave.
They wasn't scared to say, okay, well, we just gonna stay in New York. No, they came over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now when you talk about that, take Little T-Neck Rec, and you got Johnny Y. Ray Vaughn.
Johnny Y and Ray Vaughn. Shout out to the Magnificent Seven.
Hey, how about St. Anastasia's Church in Teaneck, where you got Biz Markie and Big Daddy Kane before they
Whoa.
How about that?
All right.
He's at St. Anastasia's. We walking in. He spotted Rev. He seen Rev.
Biz Markie.
You thought that he saw God.
Yeah.
He saw Rev. He embraced him. I said, "Yo, what
but
is
Biz
this?"
did. If you ever see his documentary, All Up in the Biz, it comes on Showtime.
Right.
He did the same thing I did. He found a way to get everywhere. If it was happening, he found a way to get everywhere. And when I'm looking at his story, I'm bugging out because it's like, I did the same thing.
That's right.
I did the same thing, just to make sure I was where it was going on.
Oh, yeah. He was, now see, I met him in Jersey City because he was coming over there a lot, with Sweet Slick and Slide.
Right.
Now Chuck, big up to Chuck X.
Yeah.
Chuck X. Really from Harlem. And he knew a lot of those crews. He was bringing a lot of those cats to Jersey City. But when I met Biz, Jim was getting ready to have a battle with another cat that was real nice.
Sir Brown.
Sir Brown.
Yeah.
Big
up Sir Brown.
Big up Sir Brown.
His sister Mary.
Big up
Mary Brown.
Sister Mary was singing.
Right.
That's how he was.
Yeah.
He did that.
Right. So that was big. So all around that time is when I met Biz. So when he came, I think it was the second time you talking about when he came. He came with Ted and Kay.
Okay.
But the other time he came with him and Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
And they performed.
Right.
Now that night that he came, we was actually doing the party.
Right.
Yeah.
We was doing the party. And because you remember it was a young cat that was in there that wanted to battle him.
No, that was Dion. Big up my man Dion. I always tell him.
Right.
Dion Perkins.
Yeah, he
from Teaneck. Dion Perkins. Big up.
Yeah, he wanted to battle.
He battled Biz on the beatbox. That's the first time Biz did the beatbox with the laugh.
Right. And while he was doing it, he's like, Rev, you believe this cat is really trying to
Yeah. Dion wasn't getting Dion.
He wasn't playing. Right, he wasn't playing. But that was cool. And for the people that was there, they got a treat, man. Because they were going back and forth, man.
That was a big thing.
Yeah.
But that's
and this is before Biz was known.
Right.
He wasn't even known. He had no records out.
Right, he had no records out that
Kane,
time.
we didn't know who Kane was.
Right.
We didn't know who either one of them was. And then Biz shortly after did the thing with Shantae.
Right, and that's what blew him up.
That's when he got on with the Juice Crew not so long after.
Right, exactly.
You remember when Rev and I was at LQ this night, and Rev was standing next to Big Daddy Kane, and this is when Biz and Dougie was getting ready to get it on. Okay. And this is when Dougie did the beatbox with the harmonica.
Yo,
that was crazy.
That was nuts.
I had Mo and Dow Gandy and KP with me one night. We went to the Ritz in Elizabeth, and it was Biz. It was Kane opening,
right?
Biz and Public Enemy headline, and he brought Dougie out that night.
Wow!
And did the harmonica.
Ooh.
Yeah, he
Wait
did.
a minute, Rev.
Dougie happened to be there at the show that night. And Dougie did the harmonica. I heard about the harmonica, but I never seen it. So when that might have been the first time he did it when y'all saw it. But when he came to Elizabeth, he did it that night. And I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Now see, to bring us into that, Hackensack wasn't ready for what was coming.
Bro, see, first
now,
of
y'all
all,
talk about it now. You know where I'm going.
Let me get it.
Let me get it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this content, you best listen to this one.
Check this out.
Trust me. Carver
Park, 2nd Street Park, in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Talk to him.
1985.
Go ahead.
Summer of 1985.
Okay.
You had to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just like you said, said.
Talk.
Perfect Harmony performed that night.
Yes.
Breakout performed that night.
Yes.
Sweet Slick and Slide performed that night.
Yes.
And who is this little Jerry Curl dude with a yellow sweatsuit on out there that didn't nobody know?
Go ahead.
Nobody knew who he was. He had on the Gazelles.
Yes.
He had a Jerry Curl.
Yes.
He had a yellow sweatsuit on.
Yes.
He gets up on stage and he looked familiar.
Right.
Oh, that's the dude from B Street. Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh came to Second Street Park in Hackensack, New Jersey, and blew it off the frame.
That crowd went crazy in Second Street Park when Dougie came up.
Yes, indeed.
Dougie Fresh.
I was like, yo, Jimmy and them done went to another level.
Yeah.
And all the, Jimmy, Albie, and Shabash. I mean, come on, man.
Wow.
We couldn't have asked for them. And that's one thing about family. God rest all three. Anytime.
Victor
We were in Teaneck High School.
And shout out to Sugar Ray, too.
With Sugar Ray and Chuck and Stranger and Victor Quick. Rest in peace.
Yes, indeed.
Victor Quick. Now, we in Teaneck High School. Rev, remember this. We in Teaneck High School, I think we had just battled, just the second battle we had with Act 2.
I know where this is going.
Yo, the second battle. First one, they got us and whatnot because we were scrounging around and trying to get things together. Mm-hmm. And we never had a home game. You know that.
No, nobody
We never caught a home game.
No.
So we go. We not scared. We go. Boom. First one, they got it. Second one, we got it on, and Chris hit him with that bounce rock skate, and them speakers hit it. And that night, we was good. But when it was just about to be over, we look at the door, here they come. Jersey City, Chill Town just come through the door. Here come. Jimmy, Shabash, Stranger, Vic, Albie. I mean, we couldn't go nowhere and not worry about them coming.
You know why I was waiting for you to say this?
Go ahead.
Because all of a sudden, I remember being by the stage with y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see the crowd partying like the Red Sea.
Go ahead. Talk.
I'm like, who they getting out the way? Here comes Sweet Slick and Slide walking up the middle. I said, oh.
And that's the one thing Corey knew. Shout out to Corey. Corey.
He loved Jim now. He
loved all of us. He'll tell you. And Pep will tell you, that's another thing. Pep told her, he said, live, he said, yo, we thought our didn't stink. He said nobody could touch us. And with all the crews in our area at that time, Act 2 knew that they had it. They said nobody could touch us. Somebody put a bug in his head and said, yo, y'all better watch out. Them cats, you better watch out for Breakout. He said,
it's funny when I think about Corey, I think about a party at the Women's Club in Teaneck.
Okay.
And I think y'all played Candy Girl for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And Corey came to the stage, grabbed the mic. Hold up. Y'all got to play that record one more time, man. Y'all got to play it one more. He had y'all play Candy Girl one more time. And we sitting there like, what is this Jackson 5 record? Like, because we didn't know.
Right.
It sounded like,
That's right.
First of all, y'all was one of the first to really push Misdemeanor.
Oh,
everybody thought that was a Jackson 5 record, and that was Force the Silver. Everybody thought that was a Jackson 5 record.
Dance routine.
We had a dance routine.
And Kev used to dance with y'all.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was before the other cats that was breaking that would come and join us, you know what I mean?
That's
but
right.
yeah, like Buddha
that's
and
what
them.
we did our dance
we had to do our own routines. I never forget in Jersey City. Speaking of that, we was in Jersey City and we was going to gym. I think it was the Outer Skates.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Down. In Journal Square, and we was going to get on. Over there. Jim and them the headliners, and they rock.
That's right.
So we was ready to get on.
That's right.
And it was me, Kevin LC was like kind of going over the steps or whatever. But like I said, you would see anybody at these parties that Jim and them was throwing. So. Tito was there, and LA Sunshine was there.
Okay.
Yes.
And I remember we was going over the routine and whatnot, and I remember Tito and LA like giving us like yo, do that, man. Y'all go out there and do your thing, man. You know what I mean?
That's the one thing, like Rev was saying, those cats really gave you and embraced love.
Right.
Some cats, when they get big, they don't want to mess with you. Like they,
you know what, though? I'm
gonna
tell you, a lot of that, we would run into them when they were on Sugar Hill.
Right.
We would see them, like, if I was with Leland and happened to be in the area and all that.
Right.
Them dudes, they respected Jersey.
Right.
They did. They respected Jersey. That's
Without a
why
doubt.
they came to parties like that.
Right.
Because they knew.
Right.
Now, a lot of people didn't, but they did.
Right.
People
Right.
like that did.
Oh, yeah. And so years later, I see L.A. like last year in Jersey City, him and Mighty Mike C.
LA Sunshine.
L.A. Sunshine.
LA Sunshine.
Yeah. And I brought up that incident to him, talking about that. And he said, yo, bro, if I said that, man, it's from the heart, man. It was real.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what it was. It was more about the culture, than where you from.
Exactly.
They was real with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all. I guess what you was trying to say is that embracement. You know what I mean?
That's it. Acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge it.
Because we wanted to know when even going back to Herc. And what he was doing, okay. There was him, there was Pete DJ Jones. I'm going back a little further, you was younger, but Pete DJ Jones, Herc, there was DJs, but they talked about them. We talked about Billy Atkins. Shout out
to Boss Bill.
Boss
Bill. AJ Savage.
Yo, Big G's cats up because that's what it was for us.
Right,
okay,
right.
And one more person, and I gotta speak on him, and I hope he's watching this content.
Yes. DJ,
my man DJ Soul.
DJ Soul.
DJ Soul. Come on now.
Inglewood, New Jersey. DJ Soul.
This man was doing it
Mr. Allen Austin himself.
Yes.
Any of us.
Yes, he was.
Okay?
Right.
He was doing it. He was Herc. Whatever you want to call it.
And rest in peace, Cookie.
Cookie.
Rest in peace, Cookie.
Cookie from Inglewood also. Yeah,
this is what we had here.
Right.
Okay? We didn't look for Herc or any of them, all due respect. We didn't look for them to bring it to us. We had Billy Atkins. We had AJ Savage. We had DJ Soul. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To get us to that point where, that's what I want to do.
Right.
But I'm gonna go to that next level. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when Soul looked up, he said, "Yo, I like what y'all doing. Do what you do."
Right.
Because it was going to be time that he was going to put it down.
Right.
That's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing. Is like the culture. That's why I hate to see the divide because one set the tone for the other, like open the door for the other. Like we couldn't have did it without the R&B. We couldn't have did it without the funk. We couldn't have did it without all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like, we all won.
Right.
Always.
Because you really want to get deep with it. We created it all.
There you go.
How about that?
Exactly.
We created it all.
Exactly.
That's the thing we was talking about earlier.
And we talking about parties. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up going to the Post in Inglewood one night. Y'all were there too.
Okay.
The Lee crew got on.
Okay.
And who was their DJ?
Jazzy
LaMel.
Hold on. You brought up LaMel.
Big up Donovan.
Now you done
Easy
Donovan.
Yes.
Now you done started something. We talk about the Cash, today you talk about Kid Capri, Cash Money, Melstar, shout them out. All these cats, that's nice with it. But let's go back some years, okay? I don't care. Other than Kev, Jazzy LaMel was a scary son of a gun. Jazzy LaMel
Let me tell you something.
And he was funny with it because he was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't doing a lot of this.
Let me tell you something.
First of all, everybody knew that, you step on LaMel's big toe and he coming at you.
Let me tell you something.
And he ain't coming to play.
Right.
Jazzy LaMel, he came to my house. He came to my house and got on the turntables before. He came to my house. And I'm going to get on what happened with us, too.
Okay.
But we ain't going to talk about what happened with us. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But, Jazzy LaMel, let me tell you something. When he first moved over here, it's funny because when he moved down on Clay Street, I used to live next door, but I was gone by the time he moved there.
Okay.
So I didn't know he lived, there or whatever.
Right.
And then I didn't know he was a DJ.
Okay.
So
hold on. Before you go further into that story, what was the street that you and I lived next door?
Okay, I'm going to get into that too. 'Cause I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up how I used to get under your skin. So now, Lamel was like, yo, man, I heard you got turntables. I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, I was like, let's go now. You know, I go over there. Yo, I ain't even DJ. I just sat there and let him just go.
Just
off.
do his thing.
I didn't even know.
He was so underrated. Yeah. You know, we talk about underrated DJs.
Oh, but hold up, though. I get what you're saying. He was underrated. I don't remember nobody trying to get a battle with him.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Nobody want. I'm telling you, you can say what you want. Lamel didn't do a whole lot of talking, but I'm gonna tell you something.
He have to.
If you thought about stepping to him and you stepped on his big toe or his pinky, I'm telling you, you're gonna get hurt.
I don't remember nobody calling out none of our DJs.
They never
did. With you.
You know why? If you look on, I'm not sure which. Wait a minute. Either Rhyme or Reason. Or one of the documentaries, because I pulled it out for his son, and I wanted him to see. Before you were born, I want you to see what your father did.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it's good for your kids.
I know Sherwin got some of them tapes.
No, this is on a national
television. I know you're talking about the documentary Rhyme and Reason.
Yes, they're showing Lamel at the rink.
Yeah.
When he used to cut
they
the
show
rink.
footage.
And I showed it, and I said, this is when Lamel had hair. This is when he had hair. And his son was just crying. He's like, yo, that's dad. I said, look at him. I said, that's your father. I said, that tells you how much in this culture.
Right.
No, at one time, did you ever cut for Classy Crew before they was Rockin' G?
Yes, I did. Yes, he did.
That's what I thought.
He cut for Rockin' G. He was there before Sean.
That's what I'm thinking.
He was there
that's
before
what I'm
Sean.
thinking. You cut for them in the rink.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And we was there that night. We was there that night.
Absolutely.
We was there that night.
Now, I'm going to get into rap. Now, I'm a young, I'm running around behind Breakout, and I'm like, Rev is just like, oh, God, here he come again, whatever. And so one day, I think Rev had the flu or something. He was under the weather.
Okay.
So his patience wasn't as long this day, right? So he's like, bro, come on, man. I was like, you better be nice to me, man. We gonna be tight one day. And so he's like, all right, man, whatever, man. Lo and behold, where do he end up moving?
Go ahead.
Next door to me.
Right next door.
Right next door to me.
High Street.
On High Street.
On High Street.
In Hackensack.
What?
This is when I first moved from Newman Street.
Okay.
He lived,
Yeah.
He lived.
Wow.
Did y'all get T's old apartment?
Yeah,
your cousin?
Yeah,
because T used to live there.
T used to live there.
And then she moved there, and then Rev came. I seen her moving in. I said, oh, you can forget it now. You ain't got no chance. I'm at every party.
Right.
Oh, bro. You got to come home. You got to come home. Oh, you can forget it.
You can forget it.
You ain't never going to stop seeing me now.
Where was you? I got to ask this question because you know where I'm going. Where was you when you invited us to the house? And I'm telling you, hold on. This was High Street.
That's High Street.
We went over. Booty invited us, I guess, to come over
house,
to hang out and practice, whatever. You know, we did get love in Hackensack. That's one thing I gotta say. Shout out to rest in peace, Prince.
Yeah.
His grandmother. You know, so much love. We had a place to practice.
Absolutely.
We go to Booty's house, and Booty got his turn. Now, Lamel and Red, everybody know that. When you do work with your turntables, they're going to see a little bit of work, You're going to see some scratches.
Going to be some wear and tear.
There's going to be some wear and tear. So we walk in, and we see this crisp, new, no scratches. I mean, we see these brand new turntables, and mixers sitting there. Like
with lids on them.
With lids
you know how you crack the lids on the turntable back in the day.
You gonna do something.
Right.
But there was no cracks. There was nothing. Yeah. It looked like he just opened. I said, well, bro, have you done any work at all? Because these things don't look like they left. Yo, boo, you got to talk about that, bro. I mean, we ain't see no kind of scratches. It's like you just
I used to clean them every day. From the cereal bowls and stuff I used to put on top of them. Yeah, I used to clean them. I used to clean them every day.
Everybody had. Chris tore his up. Cab tore his. Roddy Rod tore his up.
Yeah.
I mean, but Booty had these turntables look like nothing. Booty just covered them up. Brand spanking new.
And I still had the boxes for them.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And I
still
never
had the boxes.
I never forget. Booty, I gotta give that to you. You about the cleanest DJ that I have ever seen. Because I never seen people. I mean, Kev had when we started out. Rev Knuckle, we talked about it. We had a 4 turntable setup.
Right.
When we did the Craftsman. 4 turntable setup. Right. A lot of DJs weren't doing that. 2 Lafayettes. 2, we finally got those B1s.
Okay. I had the B101s.
We ain't talking about 1200s.
I had the 101s.
There you go. We had 101s. We had B1s. We finally got enough money or whatever. We went and got B1s. We got these B1s and we put them to work.
Yeah.
We put these turntables to work.
Right.
Okay?
I think those were probably in this area because nobody had 1200s.
No
kind of quartz turntables of any.
Tom McKay was the only one because Tom McKay had 1800.
And you know who else had quartz turntables? Big up to the Hensons over there in 230.
Oh, really?
Okay.
They had like D202s or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember Roddy Rod brought me up there and I saw they had them.
Right. So 230, you had. That was the Henson Boys.
Ronnie Robinson.
Ronnie Robinson was down with Kirk McGrant.
Right.
So they was like kind of like a crew.
And Rod took me. That's why I got to big up Roddy Rod.
Yeah.
Big up Roddy Rod and the Untouchables.
Oh, yeah. Please.
Rest in peace, Steve-O.
Steve-O.
City T. Willie Briggs.
Yeah, Willie.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Willie Briggs, shout out.
So it's like, Rod used to take me around. I remember he took me to Star Child house one day. It was him, Star Child, and Tom McKay. And I was just learning how to DJ.
Right.
And so he was like, Chris gave me the headphones. He's like, I'm just going to tell you one time. You break my needles, you brought my needles.
You brought my needles. That's
so
Chris.
I was like, I ain't break no needles.
And Chris had that deep voice.
Yeah.
You break my needle, you brought my needles.
Yeah. And Tom, now, I don't know how he did it. Like I said before, Tom McKay was the only one I knew that had 1800s.
Yeah.
1800s.
He did.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you couldn't afford those things. We talking about 1200s.
No, they probably still cost the same now as what they cost then.
Probably so. Tom McKay was able to pull that off.
The projects, bruh.
Yo, I think B1s was probably the most commonly used turntables of that era.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Because that's what I kept seeing, like either D1s or B1s.
B1s, that's right. Yeah. They were the most common. I mean, when you finally got to that level, because I mean, I know some DJs that didn't get to that level for a while. Like we had the Lafayettes. I mean, rest in peace. Poor Dr. Rock had plastic-based turntables. For as nice as he was, his turntables were plastic-based.
That's crazy.
And when, I mean, you seen what things he could do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it was
That was the whole thing. I was like, I was trying to be the turntablist. I wasn't trying to rock the party and all that. I like the tricks.
Right.
So that's why I love like Dr. Rock, DST.
Dr. Rock, DST.
Kev,
now that's when we talk about Kev. God bless him. When he pulled that thing out on Danny at the Craftsman.
He showed me a lot. Kev showed me a lot. I'm gonna tell you, Kev was a big inspiration.
Them hands. He couldn't figure it out.
Well, and he taught me how to be. Because I was heavy-handed.
Right.
So he was big. I was big like him. Right. So he was like, "Nah, bro, you got your finger on it too hard. You gotta get it here. You gotta do it." He showed me a lot.
Right. Now, see, Chris was more.
He had them little skinny fingers. He used to make it look so good.
But and he was more. I think more like a technician.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was.
Well, Kev was fast for to be a big dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? He could catch like little breaks.
Chris was nice. He was blended.
His
blend game was untouchable.
I mean, we talk about the DJs. I mean, that's another thing we'll bring it up. Shout out to all the DJs that came out of Jersey. Star Child, Roddy Rod, you know what I'm saying?
I got to big up
Danny.
I got to big up people who I used to go DJ at their house before it all really, before I got to know other people. Big up the Ready to Rock crew. Kenneth Robinson, Caesar, all of them. They had turntables up there on Clarendon. They gave me a good experience as far as like when I was first starting out. So it was a lot of places, a lot of people. Roger O'Blenders, big up to him. Even like Brian Dixon and people like that. They all had turntables. They all had turntables.
Okay, and we said Brian, then Lavelle, what's his name?
Corey Lavelle. Oh yeah, that was Kid Starchild.
Yeah.
Corey was Kid Starchild. He used to come to my house.
Right.
And, we big up Stranger D. We big up Victor. Rest in peace, Victor Quick.
Yeah.
You got Sundance from
Sundance from Passaic.
Sundance from
100%.
Passaic. Yeah. My dude.
100%.
We spoken of before. Mix Master Mike.
Yeah.
Easy
E. Eric Taylor.
Eric Taylor.
My man.
Just about to say. We can't leave him out.
Hold up. I'll be remiss. I can't leave out Mike Lipscomb. Can't leave out Mike Lipscomb. Cannot leave out Space Dust.
Space Dust.
Can't leave out Space Dust. Daddy D. Big up to them. Absolutely.
These are cats.
Roddy Rod from Inglewood.
Roddy Rod.
Showbiz.
That's right.
Showbiz. Shout out to them.
That's right.
John, Showbiz.
That's right. Yeah,
can't forget them.
Absolutely. Who cut for Chaos?
That was Rodney.
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 Who cut for Twice as Nice?
Was Johnny Mingo?
No, Johnny Mingo was an MC.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Mingo, Jamski, they were MCs.
Big up to Sam Briggs.
Big up to Sam Briggs.
Sam was rapping though.
Sam was a rapper though.
Sam was a rapper.
He's on the mic.
That's what I'm saying. So who? I'm trying to think who cut for Twice as Nice. Because I know Jeff and Tom Fisher cut for Act 2.
Right.
I think Jerry Fenner. I think Jerry Fenner cut for Fabulous.
Okay.
He cut for
Fabulous from Inglewood.
From Inglewood. Yeah.
Okay.
He cut for them. Now I could.
Wait a minute. Dollar Rob from Patterson.
Dollar Rob. Big up Dollar Rob from Patterson. Yes. Big up Dollar Rob. Absolutely.
That's right. This is what we're saying. This is the conversation that we're having here. And everybody that's watching this content, people will never realize what was going on from the time we found out about this culture to the present. And what work was being put on. We didn't have time to be in somebody else's face. No disrespect. We could have been we went to the Fever. We walked out of the Fever at 8 o'clock in the morning. We walked out.
Yeah. Or if you got out at 4 in the morning, you had to wait a couple hours to get the bus. The first bus back to Jersey.
We had to wait for the bus to get back home.
Right.
We've been
Roseland.
to Roseland. We've been to the Audubon.
What's
We've
the
been
spot?
to Harlem.
Arthur Armstrong owned the spot in the Bronx. Ecstasy Garage.
Bam, that was all their places.
Yeah.
Okay. We knew of these places. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah.
We knew about Smalls. We knew about all of that.
Right.
Okay? But the thing was, as you know, people don't realize we had to do work here.
Yeah.
Okay. We had to lay our foundation. We had to lay our planting seeds here.
Yep.
Okay. Because people wanted it here. You didn't think so. But they did. Yeah. We wasn't talking about, later on like East Orange and play. They was into club and house and all that.
Right.
Cool. Okay.
They had that covered. And big up to DJ Cheese from out there.
Oh, yeah. DJ Cheese.
That's right.
He was like, what
that's
was he? He was like south of us.
He was like, wasn't he like, what's he saying?
He was Plainfield.
Yeah.
Somewhere like that, Plainfield. Somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I know it was a little.
One of them.
Yeah, it was south of us. It was south of us.
We to be honest with you,
he was nasty.
Yeah, he was nasty.
He was.
That's what we said about.
DMC champion.
Yes, he was.
Yes,
that's right. That's when Central doors started opening, and we lost Lamel. Lamel went on the Sensations and doing what he did.
Give it up for Lamel and Sensations.
Once he hit Sensations, you gonna ask him for his autograph.
And I gotta shout out some DJs who was coming up through the era, like in the late '80s.
Right.
Big up the EF Cutting and Demo Wet.
Oh yeah.
Gotta give it up to them.
Yeah.
Gotta give it up to them.
Right.
Gotta give it up to them.
Right. Absolutely.
Then DJ Ace and Daquan.
Come on, that's home team.
Yeah.
DJ Ace and Daquan, without a doubt.
And you
Rockin' G, give up Rockin' G.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Rockin' G, definitely.
Right.
These are people. I even remember the DJ Nova Crew, my man Ivan.
Okay.
Nova Crew. Because Cam used to get records from him. He was from Nova Crew.
This is another thing I want to bring. Like even back when it was battles and stuff like that, after the battles and stuff, we got along. It was a friendship.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It was our friendship with Act Two. With Twice as Nice and all of those guys, the Cruz and Patterson, man, we became that lifetime friends. Now. You know what I mean? So
still
that
see
was a
him
good,
to this day.
Right. So that's a difference.
So much love.
Right. That's a difference.
Yeah,
I think of what these cats are doing on record now with the battles.
Because we all went through the same thing, man. It was like they wasn't getting the recognition either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was trying to stake their claim in the game.
Right. But it was more of the sport of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you respect it. You gotta respect.
Yeah.
You gotta respect the talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I'm battling you and you giving me a goodie, I gotta respect what you're doing.
Respect what you're doing.
Yeah.
And this is why I want to say again. Thank you. I know Rev was a part of it, and I know you probably know about Teddy Ted and them gave us they honored us at the theater in Inglewood.
Oh,
and
man.
when that happened, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I got choked up on that one.
I
got choked up on that one,
when
bro.
that happened, and thank you,
K and Ted, man. Much love,
K and Ted, and
real.
thank you to the Love Jones, Rev, to DJ, to Rev, because Rev, a lot of these people, this is what we're talking about. A lot of these people didn't know. Ted even said, I didn't know a lot of these people.
Right.
Kay didn't know a lot of these people that we're talking about from back when we started.
Well, Ted had the unique opportunity of coming into the game and coming into it on a professional angle. Right, so he wasn't in the mud with us.
No, that's right.
But he was fortunate to where he could get in, and big up to that,
and
because you know what?
Yes.
I mean, you're iconic. You iconic as a result of that. And you opened doors. You did what you were supposed to do in that aspect, and that's why to this day you still legendary status.
Oh, absolutely. He was willing to give people an opportunity that a lot of people, like in other radio stations or whatever, would not do. He and Kay just showed love. I mean, he said it himself. If you had a tape or whatever and you was good, he played it.
What was that? What was that Rakim song? I think it was. I know it's on the 18th letter. Been a long time on one of them songs. It was called.
Right.
And he's like, Teddy Ted and Special K was the first one to play it.
Wow.
He said on the record. Teddy Ted, Special K.
Eric B for president. Yes. They were the ones that played that first.
Yeah, he said Teddy Ted and Special K was the first one to play it.
Right.
And even when big up to moving on. Big up to Supreme Team and Africa Islam because
Supreme
that's where the grimy stuff that we know. Right. Nothing, no disrespect to the popular, the Mr. Magic, because he was down there. Then he moved.
No, but he gave us the underground stuff that wasn't necessarily in the radar of Mr. Magic.
Right,
and them.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the ones.
When you had, like we talked about it before about the Dr. Rock and the Force MCs going on the show and doing a live and playing what they did. They didn't have a record when they did that thing on Supreme Team.
No,
they didn't have a record. You know, and this gave people an opportunity. This was raw hip hop.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, this was hip hop at its rawest.
But that's
form.
how Houdini got on doing the theme
Mr.
song for Mr.
For
Magic.
Mr. Magic.
Right. True.
Absolutely. And this is what I mean. People put their work in, and it was raw.
Yeah.
When you started, and no disrespect, okay, people want to bring corporate America. When corporate America, because remember something, they didn't want no part of it. In the beginning, when we was starting doing, when we was
They
on
didn't
the
realize
they
they didn't
want no
realize the
part of
money
it.
that could be made off
Right.
of
They
it.
thought it was
right.
going to be
They
afraid, just a fad, and it was going to die
It was
out
gonna
real
die
quick.
out.
Yeah.
That's right. They didn't think it.
Right.
And then now when you look at it and you're saying, this is what we were saying. A lot of us, like you said it yourself the last time you were here, Cold Crush wasn't thinking about that. They wanted to keep it on a street level.
Yeah.
Fantastic might have did it. Kev did the record with Sugar Hill.
Kaz often says he never wanted to do albums.
No.
Which I mean, I find that to be, it amazes me because it's like the level of content that he has.
Oh, please.
Right.
It's like, bro,
He was the man.
it ain't like he couldn't.
Right.
Right, exactly.
Right.
By
Like he
himself,
couldn't.
really.
The man was a
yeah.
ghostwriter before we knew what ghostwriter was.
Yeah.
Because the rappers delay. He can take it if he wants.
Those was the
That's
rhymes he
his.
wasn't saying
He
no
wasn't
more.
saying no
Right,
more.
Yeah, he
right,
gave
right.
him the old notebook.
So
But
he-
nobody knew it was going to
Nobody
explode
knew,
into what
right.
it was.
Nobody knew.
Exactly.
And he just
So
and-
look how dope that was.
Yeah.
And that was your throwaways.
They're throwaways.
Huh?
Throwaways.
Yeah.
Right, your throwaways.
So your throwaway lyrics
Like,
are
here you go.
iconic to
Right.
this day.
Right,
To this
right,
day.
right.
To this day.
Lyrics you didn't want no more are the foundation for what we do right now.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's how this man put it out there, and he don't have no records, but his rhymes are right there. Right
No
there.
doubt. No doubt.
And
No
that will
doubt.
always be for him.
CAS
Well,
and
also
the
you
OVA.
Yeah. Well, you said it one time too, L, is like, okay, with people making records now, but still people coming to those parties and hearing it live. Even when songs is now out.
See, that's the key.
You still needed that.
That's the key.
Because people
though.
still wanted to
That's the
feel
key.
that.
You don't really understand it until you see a performance.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? You could like a record.
Right.
You could like a
My
record
God.
all
Right.
day. But if they could perform it,
Right.
that make the experience even better.
Yes.
It makes it even better.
But
I
to see the
encourage anybody.
DJ, but see
live
the DJ
performance.
actually cutting up the
Oh,
records
my
and
God.
the
gotta see,
MC.
you have to see the synergy between the two. You have to see it. When you get an MC and a DJ that's in sync,
Right.
you can't beat that.
Right.
No, you can't.
Because for instance, you can have a DJ who's really nice at cutting up records.
Mm-hmm.
But to keep it on time, to keep it on beat for the MCs,
And he gotta know what record to play for that
What
MC
record to
at
play.
that time.
time.
right.
And
Yes.
if you like, we're doing routines, to have the right song to come in for that routine.
That's right.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, we're gonna get into that, and we gotta break it down. Like, okay, yeah, this hip hop thing. Not to mention the fact that we just overlooked. You got to be skilled to really be good at it. Like,
Right.
And then this goes out to the people who think anybody can do hip hop.
Right.
No, you can't.
No, you
Right.
lying to
No, you
yourself.
can't.
No, you can't.
You
can't.
got to,
cannot.
first of all, it got to
cannot.
come from your heart for it
Yes,
to really be
yes,
something
yes,
special.
You
yes.
got
Number
to eat,
one. But
Right.
it ain't nothing like a DJ that know his MC.
That's
Right.
right.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
Because
right.
see, like you could be in the middle of a show
Yep.
and performing, and I had to switch it up.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
okay,
That's
we need to
right.
go another way with it or whatever.
right.
And
Right.
then like Lamel will know, okay, he know his MC, so he know, okay, I'm gonna hit him with this, and this is gonna bring him back the way he need to be,
That's right.
Right.
and
That's
whatever.
right.
Like
That's
you know,
Right.
you might have
Charlie-
to switch it. You know, that's the
Exactly.
good thing about live performances.
That's
You
right.
can improvise.
Yes,
Charlie
exactly.
Chase knew Cold Crush.
That's what I'm
Okay?
saying.
Wait a minute. Theodore knew Fantastic.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Chris Starchild knew us.
Yes.
It was so bad. We always bring this up, and I don't care. I'm saying it again. Chris was so nice that he threw on a record and didn't have to call us.
I remember.
We would be on.
You knew it was time to get to the stage.
We knew.
You knew it was time to get to the stage.
That's how nice Chris was.
Yeah.
He would throw on Glide and didn't have to, all the MCs come to the tape. No.
Well,
Chris never did that.
When y'all went to the other intro, I couldn't hear it enough, that UFO record.
Oh, please,
when he threw that UFO record on.
What?
I couldn't hear that one enough, man.
And we didn't have to tell Chris or Kev. They knew. They just let us go, and they knew what to do.
Yeah,
they knew exactly. And that's when you're.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's how you know you got a well-functioning unit.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, yo, when your DJ is. That's why it hurts to see like certain people split. Because they have a chemistry. Like you look at Pete Rock and CL.
Oh,
like
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
CL is a dope MC.
Yes, he is.
But the songs he's done since Pete Rock, he's had decent songs, but nothing is like somebody who knows you. You know what I'm saying?
And of course, take for instance, like the songs that Premier did for other people. But he knew the right song to do for Guru. Like his song, his beats would be a little different.
Gangstar
would be a little different.
That's right.
But it fit him perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, when you think about some of the stuff he did for Nas and all these other
like
people.
RZA. Did RZA do something for meth?
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
RZA knew every single 9-1 of them.
That's what I'm saying.
And he had 9 cats to deal with.
And he gave all of them heat.
All of them.
He gave all of them.
Right.
You know, how you mindful of 9 cats?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Flash knew about the Furious. They had it down.
Yeah.
He knew about them.
Yeah, Mel. He knew Mel. He knew Raheem. He knew Cowboy. Rest in peace.
He knew all of them. Mike, who was it? What you call it? Dow C cut for Crash Crew.
Right.
Dow C.
Yes.
Dow C knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Without
without a doubt. 135th Lincoln. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you now, when you want to see
original Poison Clan.
Yes. When you want to see something, Rev and I, Rev has gone with me. Shout out, Lamel knows what I'm talking about too. Katona Park.
Katona
Park. Yo, you want to see the rarest, I mean the hip hop in its rarest form. We bring out what we do at Uptown, downtown, show our love for the culture. But them out there,
that's
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And Lamel will tell you, if you throw some new shit on right now, they'll run you out, guns blazing.
Right.
They will throw your ass out.
They want the essence.
They want the essence.
What it was.
I'm standing there, me and Lamel and me and Rev, I'm standing there, and I'm hearing. I'm hearing quarters. I'm like, oh my God, no. And and I talked to some of the DJs out there. Shout out to Rock and Rob, Chuck City.
Oh, Rock and Rob, big up.
My dude, Rock and Rob. Shout out to him. I gotta shout him out. He'll call. We have a conversation. I talk to him maybe once, twice, a week or whatever. And he said, L, I'm telling you, man. Out there's no such thing as this new stuff. No disrespect. It's not. It's not part of that. It's not.
That's what they want. That's the vibe. That's the vibe for that.
It'll make you cry. Because you stand and you're hearing this and you thinking back of when this whole thing started, and they go deep.
But see, for so long you didn't have an avenue for that.
Right.
And you always wanted one.
Right.
Yes,
so it's just do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just do because it's like it just seemed like I don't know. I can't understand as hip hop started evolving. I never seen something where certain people were so quick to want to push it to the side. Like, yo, you got to embrace the,
but
foundation of hip hop.
Right.
That's why
you know what I'm saying? I know it evolves. I know it changes. Like, if you go from 1979 till now, it's been through many phases.
Right.
But some of the cats
still remember
it.
But if you really pay attention, you really pay attention to the live performances that people do now, what's the shows that rock the hardest? The ones that kind of come with the original formula.
With the old school,
They come with the original formula. Because that's the one that you can't miss.
That's why.
If you do it right, you can't miss with it.
That's why Kid Capri will give them the option to say, he said, you want me to run the new shit or the old shit?
Yeah.
And when they say that old shit, he loses his mind. You see what he did at the brewery?
Yes.
He loses his mind.
Yes.
Right. You know, shout out to Kid Capri. Shout out to Mel Star.
Mel Star.
I mean, they lose. When you say old school, they get happy. They love it.
Big up KBD.
Big up the Boy Wonder, Chocolate Thunder. Let no man put asunder from another mother, because he is my brother. Keep it E. You know, keep it E. Hey. Whatever. You know, Keep It Deal be like, hey, I'm the, you know, and he do his thing.
Yes.
But he won't go
walk with me. Walk with me.
You know, and he know it. I tease him about it. Like, walk with me. And he'll hit you with a old Jackson 5.
But you know what, though?
I
can tell you from us knowing each other from 1974.
Okay.
Right.
Eventually finding out we was cousins and all of that.
Oh yeah?
Wow. But he, like, his love for the foundation of hip hop is on par with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro. I mean, big up my man Brian Sampson down there in Louisiana too.
Okay.
He was part of it as well.
Right.
But Keith loved the essence.
Right.
He loved the essence.
I mean,
he loved the essence. Because he was there. He was there through it all too.
Right.
Absolutely.
He was there through it all too.
Right.
He's been through it. He came up. He's been through. Brad, one more thing. Was Woody with us when we went to the?
I'm going to talk about that. That classic night. Was
Inglewood?
You? No. It was you, LC, and myself, and Fries when we went to that concert at Madison Square Garden.
There it is. I thought Booty was with us.
No. Y'all happened to come and seen us.
No.
Yeah,
that's right.
No, we didn't get the tickets together.
No,
we ended up sitting together.
Right.
We sat together.
Yeah.
Yo, it's funny.
Because that was right
You know
after?
who I was just talking to? I just spoke to Daryl Simmons.
Okay.
He's part of the LA posse that did that Bigger and Deffer LL Cool J album, and I was telling him about that concert that night.
Right.
Like how the Decepticons was running around and all that.
That was scary,
bro. Me and Rev said, yo, man,
if they come
whatever
this
we
way,
got to do to get up out of here today, we just gonna have to do it. They got the people in front of us. They got the people beside us. But they didn't come to us. They didn't come to us. We was ready though. Like whatever it got to be.
That was an iconic night as well, because that was the concert right after Scott LaRock was killed.
Yeah, when KRS had the lit up turntable, and he had the poster behind.
Right.
We talked about that with Larry O. It was like, yo, that was a turning point right there. Because when they lit up those turntables and they had the picture of Scott LaRock right there, that was crazy.
Right. And that was a crazy lineup.
It was.
Oh, I remember it. It started out with Stet.
Then
it was BDP.
Houdini.
Then it was Public Enemy. Eric B. and Rakim. Houdini. And then LL.
And by the time, it felt bad because everybody was so good.
But you know what? Here's the thing. With like Public Enemy and Eric B. and Rakim, it was their first albums.
Yeah, it was.
It was their first album, so it was like a lot of people's first time really seeing them.
Right.
That's true.
It was Stet's first album too.
Stet's first album too.
It was Stet's first album.
Because it was Paid in Full.
And KRS too. Now
right.
But what Boogie
and Scott had passed like maybe a couple weeks before that.
Right. Yeah, Scott had just passed.
That was
he was just murdered right before that.
Yeah.
And that's we went to that show.
We was at that show.
Oh, that was
at that
crazy.
show.
That was a crazy night, man.
That was a crazy.
Yeah, that was
night.
like,
Thank
that
God
was
we
like
got everybody there
87.
live.
Yes. Thank you,
Yeah,
God.
we ain't getting no hip hop shows for a while after that.
Right.
Yeah,
It was a
that
while.
one was wild.
Yeah, that was real wild.
Yeah, it was like almost uncomfortable. It was a good show.
Another incident,
but it was almost uncomfortable.
Another show I went to was the first big hip hop show they had at the Armory up in Harlem.
I was outside.
You was outside?
I couldn't get in.
Yo.
Not the Sugar Hill one. That one?
That one.
Yo, that was crazy, bro.
I heard about that.
I couldn't get in there. There was too many people in there.
2020 News was there.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, this was like, they were bringing their kids. Because they didn't heard on the radio, they heard.
It really wasn't for that, though.
It was for real.
They didn't know.
They didn't realize.
They didn't know, yeah.
The whole element, bro.
It was like a gigantic Harlem World concert.
That's right.
That ain't no way you want to bring a kid.
No.
Oh, man.
That wasn't no way. But they didn't know.
Yeah, that was crazy.
No, because it was the convention or something.
Right. They called it a hip hop convention.
Yeah.
So they had Zulu.
Yes.
They had
everybody.
Had everybody on this joint, man.
Right.
And for some people, like I said, now we knew what the hip hop life was like.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we knew
Some
what to
people
expect.
didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Exactly.
I remember Sweet Slick and Slide, Jersey City came in at like about 40, 50 deep.
This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
If you gotta come like that, you already know what it is.
Yes.
Jimmy and them, sometimes, you know what? Red would know, but we never understood how how Sweet Slick and Slide pulled that off. They never went anywhere that they weren't 50-some deep. Never.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they must have just scooped all of Jersey City
But
up
Double
and said,
X is kind of like the
same
way.
The same way.
And if you think about it, Naughty did it.
Yeah.
Naughty did it, yeah.
Right,
But we did it, I mean, when we went to Patterson, we was deep.
Oh, when we went,
we was deep. Think about that.
We went to Passaic.
We went to Passaic.
We
was deep.
There you go.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So there you go. We all came out.
Right.
We all came out.
Right. We was deep. Went to Patterson. Patterson, Passaic.
Yeah, we did. We was deep. You know what I mean? So that's how you did. You roll with your people, and your people was happy just to come along.
You had your crew.
Right.
Yeah, you had your crew.
That's right.
And that's what it was. And
you had to have somebody watching.
Yes. Without a doubt.
It could go left.
Yeah, it could go left.
It could go left.
It could go left real quick.
Yeah. So, especially, like you said, if it's a battle or if it's a
it gets personal sometimes.
Yes. You know what I mean?
Everybody is not professional.
Right.
Everybody don't know how to lose graciously.
Right.
Yeah. We gotta do this one for hip hop. Always keeping the culture alive.